School-going youth as winners of the Wild Rhino competition set off this week on a 5-day educational wilderness trail facilitated by the Wilderness Leadership School and the Mfolozi Game Reserve in KZN. The purpose of the trail is to nurture awareness, insight, empathy and understanding, allowing these young students to return home as dedicated and informed emissaries for conservation and rhino protection. Right now, joining me to share her insights and to also share what the Wild Rhino competition is all about is Tanya Dos Santos from Investec Rhino Lifeline. Tanya, thank you very much for joining us.
Sam, thank you for having me here.
Take us back very quickly. We know that this is the winners of the competition, but for those that hear the World Rhino competition for the very first time, what is it?
Well, the competition actually was a result of a trip that took place in April 2014, so April last year, where the Wilderness Foundation brought two Vietnamese pop stars, Thanh Bui and Thu Minh, to South Africa, to the Eastern Cape, where they got to experience rhino in their natural environment. And they were deeply touched by their experience here and decided that they needed to go back to Vietnam and do something on the ground. So the competition was then a collaboration between the Wilderness Foundation and Investec Rhino Lifeline to target the private schools in Vietnam. Presentations were done to 12 elite schools, and over 15,000 kids were actually exposed to what the rhino crisis is all about on the ground. After that, they then ran a competition, which is what is called the Forever Wild competition, and kids from all ages, from 7, were drawing pictures about what this meant to them, all the way up into the senior school, where they were writing essays about what they believed they could do to make a difference and to educate communities in Vietnam.
I want to talk about what they believe they can do or help on the ground to educate their communities, but I want us to understand this is not luxury living. They're packing with their bare essentials. What are these 12 schoolgirls going to experience?
So it's not just girls, it's girls and boys.
Yeah.
It's a mix of kids. They are literally with backpacks on their backs, walking, trekking through the Mfolozi, which is where, you know, Ian Play originally protected the original white rhino 40 years ago. And they're going to experience wildlife, like, you know, a lot of...
We're talking camping,
everything,
cooking.
on the ground, the cooking, the eating, the sounds, the big five, the predators. They've had that for 5 days. They got back yesterday.
Many can argue that this is actually what we need. If you want to educate people, you need them right next to nature, understanding the impact that they have, and maybe that way people can transfer the experience back home into their immediate communities, share it with family, and also share it via social media.
Absolutely, Sam. I think that was the whole intention of this program. Once we saw how this experience had touched Thu Minh and Thanh Bui a year ago, we realized the only way to really impact communities is through the youth. To bring the Vietnamese youth here to have that experience, and through that they're going to go back. They're going to share with their families, they're going to question and challenge their parents, and they're going to form communities.
Partnerships are very important when you talk about something like this. You've got, I understand that he's a Vietnamese pop star, Thanh Bui or
That's
Bui.
right, yes.
Talk to me, and that's with the Seoul Music Academy. Talk to me about these interesting partnerships, because I do think that this is the way we move the agenda forward.
Yeah. So traditionally, people have used icons, generally pop icons, to forward their causes, which sometimes can be very successful. Investec Rhino Lifeline believes more in education. So we are partnering with Thanh Bui, who obviously has the presence, he has the credence, he can get the crowd, he has the following on social media. And through his contacts, through his presence, we can start educating and going deeper into the communities.
We started, well, part of this conversation, we talked about some of the ideas that some of these young people came up with, and that was part of the competition. Were you privy to some of the ideas, maybe initiatives that we can put together to create this relationship with us and the impact we have on our economy and environment?
Absolutely, yes. We had to go through 1,500 entries. Sure. So we saw a lot of pictures, which were very touching and very moving, and a lot of essays where the kids detailed exactly how they would go about doing this, and a lot was around social media. A lot was around making videos, showing the horrific pictures. They actually want to show and share the graphic images. So after these 5 days of being immersed in nature and really getting to grips with what it means, today's workshop being held in Natal is all about how do we take this back? How are they actually going to work? What is going to happen once they get back to Vietnam on the ground?
2 teams. You've had a set of 12, they leave, and they've got another team coming in.
Yes, tomorrow the next group arrives, same thing. They will have 5 days in natural environment, doing the trail, and then next Saturday we have another workshop.
Very quickly, anybody want to follow, they want to find out more, where can they go?
They can go to www.investec.com or investecrhinolifeline.com.
Just Google it, find the details.
Just Google, it's quick and easy.
Tanya Dos Santos, thank you very much for joining me from Investec Rhino Lifeline for the Wild Rhino competition, which sees winners experience rhino and conservation firsthand. Can you imagine? And also, you off to Durban, by the way,
yes,
to join the team. Okay,
yes.
we take an ad break back of this.